Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Welcome to our Step Up Circles. So I'm jumping into the first thing. What is Signavio? Okay, so the Signavio, what is actually Signavio? Basically, if you will talk the word, okay, yeah, what the Signavio is? Signavio is an Italian word which has a meaning signpost. Okay, signpost. So it was done by a company called Signavio earlier, I think somewhere around 2009, and then later on it has been acquired. So they started with creating a tool which can improve the business, and the Italian term Signavia, which means signpost, they have selected it, and from there they have built it. Okay, but the name is not that important. What the function feature it does, signpost as English we try to compare, it does not do. Maybe in 2009 what product they started with might be correlating with this name, but right now what we are trying to do with Signavio, this does not correlate that much. As such, it is a product from SAP to manage business processes. That's what SAP said, that it is a product from SAP to manage the business processes. What I say, what I call, and that's my definition, that's why I have written my name below. SAP Signavio is a mindset and approach with the tool available. It's a mindset and approach with the tool available to manage and improve the business processes in an agile way. Oh, agile way, I have missed. I will add it. So it is a mindset and approach with the tool to manage and improve your business processes in agile way. That's what I consider. So you can start thinking of a very basic tool, and then I will take you in detail that why I loved this approach and this tool. Any project we do the processes, right? We define the processes. Ki, bhaiya, I want to sell it. How do I will sell it? I will first, customer will approach me. I will create an inquiry, quotation, and I will reply back to the customer. Then customer will give me the purchase order. Then I will create a sales order. So that is the business process, which we have in all of the processes, right? In all of the projects, in all of the businesses we have. So this tool is to make sure we have right business processes defined, and we understand what is happening in the business processes, and we would be able to improve the business processes. So Signavio means the business processes. Signavio means the business processes. But why I say it's a mindset and approach? So the work, all of the work which we'll be doing when we do with the Signavio, we'll be doing with the approach and the mindset, keeping in mind the business process, keeping in mind the business processes, right? That's why I call it, it's a mindset and approach. Now, just to tell you a little bit history of the Signavio. So this is, when you see this symbol, it was a company Signavio. I think they came into the operation 2009. They bring this tool Signavio, and then later on in 2021, which is very recent, around 2 to 3 years ago, it has been acquired by SAP, and then it has become SAP Signavio, and this jumping deer color also has been changed to yellow with this acquisition. Okay, SAP has acquired it, then SAP integrated it with using BTP and so many another AI things. They integrated starting with their SAP core processes, right? And this is the missing thing. I think SAP has done very right decision rather than developing something from scratch. They picked it up now, but what I see that they are very late for it. Why they are very late for it, we'll also discuss. This should come very early. So the first question comes that why do we need Signavio? We understand, we need to manage our processes, and to manage our processes, the process flow diagrams, or we call it BPMNs, business process mapping and notations. We create this all process flow diagrams, right? So for that, but what exactly, why do we need Signavio? If we want to understand that, first thing, we need to understand the business problems. What are the business problems? Okay. What are the business problems? So I will ask you that in SAP, that's question to you, and you need to answer in the chat. Okay. You need to answer in the chat. How do we handle in the current projects or in current business processes or business operations when you're working? Currently, how do we handle the processes in the current scenario? How do we handle the processes in the current scenario? How we manage our processes? That's a basic question. You can answer in a word, 2 words, or in a line quickly. Okay, I'm already having answer. Quick, quick, quick. NI in the chat if you don't know the answers. Type something so that your focus gets shifted back here. So we manage our processes with the documents. Yes, we create a process. We create user story documents. We create a detailed user guides. We also create the our what do we call it? Standard operating procedures that documents BPML, BPML or BPMN. I think BPMN. Business process mappings. We create the business process mapping through Visio. Now, Visio is a tool. People are talking about the tool. Visio is a tool where basically you define the boxes. So what we are talking about, the people who somebody mentioned, yeah, I'm not working anywhere. So the things would be bouncing from the people head. So let me clarify what we are talking about. We are talking about business process. Let's say business process of procure to pay. How this business process of procure to pay start? We got requirement that we want to buy something. From where we got the requirement? We got a manual requirement. From where? From a business team. Or we have a planning team. They have done the planning in the Excel sheet and they come up that we have a requirement and we want to buy something. Now these requirements has been gone into the SAP system, and for that purchase requisition has been created. Then this purchase requisition went for the approval process. After the approval process, it went for the source identification, that what would be the source who will provide it. Then it went into the purchase order part. Then purchase order release it went into. And then delivery, and then, so this is a very basic flow, and you will see that there will be a lot of if and buts would be there. But this is the business process we are talking about. This is a business process flow we are talking about, procure to pay. Very basic scenario. You can say it as a indirect buying. Kind of indirect buying. It can be direct buying also, or for different sub processes, different process flow would be there. So that is a business process that we are talking about. Ki, yeah, this business process, we need to manage it and we need to map it, right? So people are saying we do the documents, we do the BPML, we through the Visio, Excel, NI, SOP, blueprints. Through the blueprints, we manage it. No idea. FSD, functional specification documents, document, SOP, process flow diagrams, Scrum, framework. Oh, so many answers. Now, to bring you to the right answer, let me ask one more question to you. My next question to you, why do we implement SAP on any business? Why any business want to implement SAP? Why do we want to implement SAP? Any business, why would they would like to implement SAP? Okay, now I'm getting to automate the things, to centralize the data, to simplify the processes. So processes came in that we are implementing SAP because we want to do something with the processes that Rahul said. Improve their way of working. What is the way of working? What is the way of working? Way of working is also a sub part of your business process, that how you run your business process. So again, we linked with the business process to have a speed and security. Okay. To have a speed also, you will come in my next few slides, you will come to know that speed is also linked with the business process. In each business process, when we are doing here from purchase requisition to approval, what is the speed? Right now, I am doing manual, right? Then I will be doing through system. So I'm improving the speed. How I am improving the speed? I am putting a process, automated process in SAP for approval. Again, a process comes into the picture. To automate the business processes, meet the business goals, simplify the business processes, regularize the business. Thank you for so much of answers. For the optimization, to manage end-to-end business functionality, right? So what I understand that any business who implement SAP, one thing they want to do is that they want to harmonize their business process. They want to make sure their business process is intact and work through the SAP governance. Okay, with SAP governance, with SAP monitoring, with SAP visibility, with SAP automations, their business process should work and overall business process should improve. Improvement can be a lot of things in the improvement. In business process, we can take the improvement. Somebody said about the speed, that the speed of the process need to be increased. Right now, I take longer time because of the manual things. Improvement can be doing some things in the automations. Improvement can be streamlines the business process so that the quality of the product need to be reached. Why any business put the business process in place? Why any business put the business process in place? Because you are not a shop which small shop which you are running it. You are running a big business, right? Which is across the regions, across the countries, okay, and thousands of people have been involved. That's the place where the people implement SAP, right? So those businesses, if you want to run as a leadership, if I am a leader, if I am a CEO of the company, I am a CFO of the company, what would be my focus? My focus, boss, we want to run our business with this process. This process, these steps we want to learn, we want to do our business. All the countries with the minimum deviation need to follow this business process. This business process, then I would like to implement in SAP, from where I would be able to monitor, control, visualize the full business process, where it is happening at what place. And then the same process would be done into all of the places, right? So if you have gone through the SAP projects, okay, don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. The first thing what we do in the SAP project, we ask for the as-is. Bhaiya, what is as-is business? Show us the as-is business process flow. From the as-is business process flow, we design the to-be business process flow, right? So we start a SAP process, we start a SAP project with the business process. Yeah, what is your current business process and what changes we are doing with the business process on the business process. So business process is the heart of any business. On top of it, we are doing the SAP implementation. So SAP implementation has been done so that the correct business process is followed across the globe or across the countries with the minimum deviation. So business process is the heart of any SAP implementation. It's a pumping heart, right? So that's what the companies are doing implementation so that they can put the right businesses in place, right processes in place. Now, what are the key problem areas? Let's try to understand in this process, what are the key problem areas? Now, I will also give you a lot of example from my experience. First thing is that I will go to this list, but let's use the whiteboard. And it's happening in my current project also. First thing is that whenever we go to the business users and we ask that, boss, give me as-is process. Give me as-is process. And getting the as-is process itself would be a challenge. It would be a big challenge in many of the project. In our project, we don't have a as-is process flow diagram. They have not provided. They said we are not documented it. With the verbal discussion, they have told the process, and based on that, we have designed a to-be. As such, documented as-is processes we don't have. And we contact the business users to do it. In one of the project, where PwC was a partner, when we started the project, we find it out that, bhaiya, before we implement SAP, we need to do a first project to understand the business processes. Even the different department has a different processes. Some people are using Excel, some people are using Microsoft Dynamics, some people are using only the emails. So there is no defined business process. So the first project we did it to understand the business process, which business is doing, and to draft new business process flow. Business process flow. And that project itself took almost 6 months of time. So before starting SAP project, we need to do this project. When we were asking the business process, they were also not clear. Some places we do like this, some places we do like this, some places it's happening like this. What is the current business? Because the tools was not used, ERP tool was not used, manual Excel was used, email flows was used. So there was not a defined business process which was followed. There was a not controlled or measured business process which was followed. So that need to do. Now, what is the challenge to get the as-is business process from the business users or from the business users subject matter experts. What is the challenge do you face? If you have gone through that process in SAP implementation, you would be able to tell what is the main challenge we face it quickly over the chat. When you connect them, boss providers, what is the main challenge we have? Lack of documentation, their bandwidth, very good. That's where we also stuck in the current project. Yeah, they said we are super busy. So we need to book 1 hour or 2 hours of time, and then they give it. The time and availability, data migration, time. Okay, you're coming to the point. I'm happy I am able to bring you to the point. Clarity of the process. Okay. Now, what is happening when we are asking to the business user about the process? We are depending on the individuals. First thing is we are depending on the individuals. So we are depending what knowledge they have. They might be having some gap in their knowledge. They might not be having the full knowledge of the business processes. They might know, but they forget to tell us something, right? You know, right? That when we, as per the business, they explain it, when we implement it, and when we go into UAT, other places, we got so much surprises. Or if we have this scenario also, we also do sometime like this. Or this is an exceptional scenario, we do like this, right? A lot of surprises comes up. Because what happens when we do this workshop and when we ask, there is the one guy who speaks a lot. He would be telling you this happened, that happened. And other guy is a less speaker, right? Whatever you will ask him, he will tell you. If you ask the right question, you get the right answers. If you have not told the right, ask the right question, you don't get the answers. So whatever you are asking him, he's telling from his side, he's not a big speaker. He don't like to speak a lot. So he tell you the minimal things. So we are depending a lot onto the individuals to tell us, right? And with that processes, we miss a lot of exceptional processes. They tell us the 80% the scenario which works. What deviation happens, they always miss. What are the exceptional cases are there, they always miss. And that get popped up, ITC1, ITC2, जो popcorn पट करके निकलता ना वैसे one by one these additional scenarios will come up by the time you go into the UAT, right? So why, but my question is always, why we are depending on these individuals? Why? Now, most of the companies where I have implemented, apart from one of the very specific scenario where we have done this 6 months of the project, but there also they were using Microsoft Dynamics, at least a ERP system they were using it. We also have many projects where they are using ERP and it is SAP ERP. Either they are using ECC, they are jumping from ECC. So many projects I have done. So, bhaiya, when you are using this systems, it means we have a data. In this system, you have some purchase requisition, you have some purchase orders, right? You would be having some approvals, you would be having some cancellations, right? And then from there, you have some deliveries, you have some GR, some data is there, not some data, everything is there, but you do it. You do it in a straight way, you do it in a right left way, you did it, return happens, cancellation happens, you change the PO, you assign the vendor to it. In the purchase requisition, then you removed it, you changed the vendor, okay, or you created a request for quotation. All the things are there in the system. The data is there in the system, right? Can't this data tell us the process? My question is, can't this data tell us the process? Answer in yes or no. Can the data tell us the process? Quickly. Can the data tell us the process? Yes, partially yes. No. Weber said no. Okay. Venkat said no. Sometimes it gives. It is a time consuming. It can give, but it is time consuming. Very good. To some extent, yes. Not exactly. If there are diagrams. Yeah. Now the thing is that how this data itself is not understandable. This data itself is not understandable, although it has, but it is not in a process form. But if we convert this data, if we create events from this data, if we create events for this data, from this data, and we have a tool who can understand these events, and it can automatically generate a process flow diagrams or your BPMN 2.0. Business process mapping and notations, basically process flow diagram, a fancy terminology, a jargon. That tool can generate for us. How good it would be. Now, this tool will depend on how good we create events. How good we create events. Some events are straightforward. You create purchase requisition, you approve purchase requisition, you change purchase requisition, you assign a vendor to purchase requisition, you create a purchase order, you approve a purchase order, you change a purchase order, right? And then against the purchase order, you create an inbound delivery, you do the GR. So there are a lot of standard events are there, which can come out of the box if you are using the tools like SAP, and in MSG also it's there. And there can be some events which will be not that standard because some custom solutions are there, custom fields are there, custom statuses are there, right? But if we can create the events, if somebody can create the events and a tool can use this data into the events and create a business process flow diagrams, would it be a good tool? What do you think? Would it be exciting if this thing can happen? Boss, when I saw this process which I am explaining you, it's called process mining from data. The technical terminology which is used is called the process mining with data. And when I jumped into detail of this, and then when I start thinking, oh my God, so many years, why we are spending so much of time with this people? One guy is good, he's giving us the right knowledge. One guy is not good, he's not giving us the right knowledge. At least we can create a basic process flow diagram. And the good thing about this process flow diagram, it will come with the main flow. It can tell us that, boss, your 2000 documents is following this flow, but your 700 documents is having some exceptional flow. 200 documents is direct PO creation. 100 does not have a PO approval. It would be able to tell me the exceptions, deviations, everything, if I'm able to do it, right? Which these guys forget it, or I'm not sure, they don't want to tell it, they don't tell us. What we work, okay, procure to pay, direct, indirect, tuck, 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 boxes, neat and clean things. Okay, this is the process flow. And that neat and clean boxes, we put it into the 2B also. Everything is happening in here. Everything, nowhere is data is associated, although we have a plenty of good data for it, but we are not using it. Everything is on here. Everything is manual dependent. We have machines, we have AI, we have machine learnings, but we are not using it, right? Because we don't have a right tool set for it. Now, this tool, which is coming here in between, is basically the tool is SAP Signavio. Why I straight away jump into it, you already talked about some Visio tools are there, draw.io is there. Now, Zoom is also there, where basically you can create the process flow diagrams. But when you look forward to Signavio, you're not looking forward only a tool where you will create the boxes and you will connect to each other. You can do it. That process manager is available. And it also have some intelligence that with the manual, you will write this, and it will create a process flow diagram for it. Okay, that is already there. That this tool can do. It can create a process flow diagrams with BPM and 2.0. You can use the shapes and things, and you can create it. You can do the simulations. So many features are there. But I don't, in this part, I am not a very lover of that thing that any tool can do it. What I am taking about the real benefits of the Signavio is if the data can be converted into the process flow diagrams. If the data can be converted, then we have already, yeah, you are busy in so many things. We have put it some technical guy with the IT team. They did their engineering. They created the events. And with the events, a process flow diagrams are there. We have already 150 process flow diagrams. And then we have given it to the consultants. They understood it. And then they are jumping into the discussions. But yeah, this is your business process. Now you tell in this tool, when it has been captured, what things are missing, what more things we need to add it. So your discussions are happening on some ground of reality of the data. Reality of the data has been, then whatever the processes you will design for the 2B. And from these, now this does not have a only utilization here. From that, you can also define your business scenarios which you need to implement it. Okay, it can define your business scenario which you need to implement it. It can also help you to define that what testing you need to do it, what kind of different scenarios are there. A lot of things can be done if the data can be converted into the processes. Okay, that's where Signavio would be coming into the picture. That's where we were always struggling. Now, that is my first struggle. Okay, that is my first struggle. Now I will explain you my more struggles, and that's where basically I'm coming to the point why I'm loving this tool. Every project we struggled here, right? At least I have struggled. Second thing, कि भैया okay, in some projects we got the as is process flow diagram has been given, and we have created a 2B process flow diagram. As is has been given, we have created a 2B process flow diagrams. We use arrays, we use Visio or blah, blah, blah tools. We have used it. This has gone into your business blueprint document, BBD, or sometime we call it BBP. Business blueprint document, document signed off. And then we went ahead into our developments, into our configurations, into our ITC1, ITC2, UAT, go live. Bhaiya, after this, this is my experience. Once this sign off has happened, nobody goes back and check ki, bhaiya, what was the 2B process. In this process, a lot of discussions happens. And within this process also, ITC1, ITC2, ITC2, UAT, a lot of things got changed. A lot of things get changed. And do we go and update there into the 2B process flow? Hardly. Even the big projects, the Fortune 500, out of Fortune 500 also, within their industry segment, they comes into the top 2 or top 3. We are struggling there. Aris process flow diagram has been created, and it's almost 8 to 10 year of the project. We are into the 3rd or 4th year of the project, and we have been asked, bhaiya, don't follow them. They are outdated. Nobody has updated them. We have done so many changes. So many improvement has been done. Nobody has done this. Nobody done this. कि भैया वो, this is just sitting there just to sit. कि भैया, we need to do as is versus 2B. We have done the 2B. It's signed off. Now, boss, sleep. Process flows, you go and sleep. The whole project we are doing it so that we streamline the business processes, and process flows go sleep after the design phase. Nobody bothered about it. After go live, do anyone check? Is there any check happens that the process flow which has been defined here, which is it actually followed? What process flow you have defined, is it actually followed? I have not seen that. If you have seen that, put yes in the chat window, and how you have seen that you can also mention, but at least, yeah, I have not seen that. Ki we have defined and we are checking, okay, this steps need to happen, whether this step is missing, whether people are doing that step or not. There is no monitoring. Vijay said, yes, we did with the audit teams. Now you need to set it up audit teams. They would be having some samples. They would check it and they will follow it, right? With that, that is also a quite complex process to do it. Again, here also, when you go live, you have data. Can't we use this data to generate and tell us, ki, bhaiya, now, what is my process? What is my business process? Right? And second thing is that nowadays we always talk about कि भैया कोई भी project करना है, any project you know you need to do, people talk about agile करो, agile. You want to develop some software, do agile. Business is very dynamic. Businesses keep on changing. You need to be adaptive. All right. SAP you want to do implementation to be agile. We change the requirement, you change it the software, right? Agile करना सबको. But what is agile? Isn't your business processes are agile? Isn't your business processes changing? The day you have done the implementation, I have seen that 5 to 6 years, nobody bothered about what business process was designed. But the business processes are also changing. Business processes also require some improvement. Business processes also require the fine tuning. Anyone is checking? No, no one is checking. Where we need to do this fine tuning, how we need to do it. Some people are checking it, but not through the data, as it said that through the audit. Or I will tell you few, if you are not aware, in some companies I have seen that processes, and I will tell you how this happens, how they identify how the business process need to be improved. Okay, people update the flow as per the process they adopted as suitable. अगर उनको लगता है कि okay, this flow need to be adopted, I need to change, they change it, otherwise it is stay there. So my core process, business process, is not monitored well, is not checked well, the quality check has not been done for it, and it is not being improved in a strategic manner. Here and there we do it, but there is no strategy. That's why I say that the Signavio is a mindset. Okay, Signavio is a mindset and approach. So with what mindset and what approach we are going with the mindset and approach of the business processes. So we define the business processes, we monitor the business processes, we define the KPIs need to be checked against the business processes, and we try to utilize the data to monitor the business processes and let us know what improvement need to be done. Now, I will talk about the improvements, but before that, there is a thing come here, is a governance. What I am talking about is the governance. Where is my process governance? We talk about the data, transaction data, master data, we talk about, we put it the master data governance. Where is my business process governance? Do we have any business process governance right now as a process? No, right? That's where with Signavio, you can bring the business process governance. Business process governance means that you would be monitoring, and it is not the manual thing. You would be utilizing the data, because with the data, we have events, and with the event system would try to throw out, yeah, this is the business process you are following right now, and you would also be able to check what is your deviations, how you are deviating from your business process. That also you would be able to check it. Where the deviations are more, why we are deviating it, whether we have not designed the process correctly or we are not following the process correctly. Both things can happen. In both things, you need to take the corrective actions, right? So if we have this data which can tell that, okay, my order to cash process, this was my to be design, but actually what is happening? Nobody is creating a quotation. Inquiry करके छोड़ दिया और सीधा sales order booking. All the quotations we are sending it manually, but not coming into the system. Credit management check, we said it need to happen, but it's bypass, the master data is not maintained, and for many customers, the credit check is not happening. Right? So there should be some governance process for the business processes, right? Business processes is the heart, the pumping heart, where basically your SAP, the full SAP ERP or any ERP, not only SAP, and Signavio is ERP agnostic, that's what SAP says. Any ERP is built on the business process, और वो business process को ही कचरे के डब्बे में डाल दिया, put it into the dustbin. Right? So there should be a process to monitor it. There should be a process to do the governance of the business process. And if we use this data, we can convert the data into the events. You would be able to use it with SAP Signavio. You would be able to do it with SAP Signavio. Now, I'm going to tell you one more process. How do we do the improvements in the business processes? Quickly, answers on the chat. How do we do, or you have seen that how we do the business process improvements? What is the process you have seen for it? Quickly. You can put NI. Feel free to put NI. Gap analysis. Okay, we again go and do the gap analysis. SOP for processes. Quickly, NI. Don't fear to put NI. As soon as you put NI, no idea, your mind is fully activated to get the idea. Your mind say to your bhaiya, NI, I have typed it. Now I need to get some idea from it. So your full focus will come back here. Small training workshop with the current issue facing in the operations. Okay. Through audits, change requests, through validations. Okay. I will tell you in one of the project, the process we are doing it to improve the business process. Now, we have a different operation. We have a finance operations. We also have a procurement operations. And there is for finance operations also, it has been consolidated for many countries. The people are sitting at one place and it is also offboarded to the third parties, right? That all the finance is happening from India, Bangalore, offloaded to TCS. They have their 200 resources given to us and they are doing our all finance operations, right? Same way the procurement operations can be offloaded. Same way the transportation processes we have seen get offloaded, where we have put it a centralized team who is doing all the operation work and they also business also offloaded. Now in this business, I have mentioned 200, some places 1000, 1500, that big number of people are there. And then we have appointed for each of the business operations, we have appointed multiple Six Sigma black belts. It has been multiple Six Sigma black belts has been appointed. Now their target says ki boss, this year I am working here with 220 people in this business operation. Next year, the same thing I need to do with 210 people. 10 people need to be reduced. Okay, 10 people need to be reduced. They need to reduce the 10 people. How they would be reducing the 10 people? To reduce the 10 people, first thing they need to understand the business process and identify in the business process where the small areas are there where they can improve. And from that improvement, the full-time employees can be reduced. That is their job. Jobs cut rahi hai. They are cutting it, but that's their job. Now, this Six Sigma, what process they follow, they set up the meetings with all the operations and they sometimes they set up with them and sometimes they also go to their location to monitor them, that if particular finance accountant is there, what daily basis he do, what kind of the things he's doing in the system, what other things he's doing, they monitor him. And after the monitoring, they try to find it out what are the things are there, what kind of automation they can put it. They can put some RPA, robotic process automation, or they can put some robotic process automation or some mobile app they can create it. Okay, so that is complete manual process they do it. The complete manual process. That with this company we are into the discussion to give them the Signavio for this process, so that when they need to identify where the automation need to be done, which processes can be converted into the robotic process automation so that the FT can be reduced, we are proposing them that we need to give these peoples intelligent tools, and they are the multiples, they are the 20 to 36 Sigma black belts are there. So the first thing is that with Signavio, we give you full insights of the process so that where you have 20 black belts, you would be able to do the work with 6 to 8 black belts. Who are the business process expert? First, you reduce them. Inki chutti kar do. Right? So that Signavio, we will put it. And what Signavio will do? Signavio will give us the business process flows. Not only the business process flow, it will also tell what are the deviating business process flow we are doing. And sometime you will find, and it also give us the tech time. Tech time means from one place to another place when you're going from purchase order to purchase order release, what is the average time you are taking it? For each of the step, it will be telling you what is the average time it is taking it. So that they need not to jump here and there to identify where the improvements are required. The Signavio business process will give them the hint where they need to focus on directly, where they need to jump in, where they need to put the magnified glass to find it out, okay, this is a step. Remove this step, automate this step, create some application, advanced application, do some improvement, do some enhancement, put some background batch job to do that step, so that that business process can be improved. So what this Six Sigma black belts are doing, they are improving the business process, right? They are improving the business process, but right now they don't have very defined and right tool for it. Now, Signavio can also go to the level where basically it would be able to identify your business process flow, it would be able to tell you how long it is taking from one step to another step. And from there, you would also be able to connect with SAP capabilities of RPA, robotic process automation, to define few of the activities to do the automation for them so that your processes can be improved. Or you say that sometimes people take the deviated route and that deviated route takes a lot of time. What improvement enhancement you can do in SAP so that those deviation routes can be stopped? We put some strong block there that they should not be able to take the deviated route. They need to take the streamline route. That's what the SAP Signavio is. I will take you more detail. I have just make sure that whatever the mind map I have created, just squeeze it and give it to you in quick these slides. But that is what is there Signavio can do. It can do it can as data, it can analyze, can give you the as process flow diagrams, can help you to generate your to be process flow diagrams. You will build it, and after the build, it will also help you to monitor your business process flows. It will also help you to do the governance on your business process flow. It will also help you to find the business opportunities and business cases where basically you can improve the business processes. That is Signavio. And that's why I love it. Okay, if you have any question till this point, you can quickly ask before I'm jumping back to my mind map. We have discussed a lot of things. Many things are there in the mind map. We will be just quickly going through them as a quick check. But if you have any questions, feel free to put on the chat. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. If you don't have any question, quickly put NQ in the chat window. NQ, NQ, NQ in the chat window if you don't have any question. Okay, great. So the key problems are the business processes are mapped from people input, not from the data. So we are using people. That's one of the thing we have also discussed. Once mapped in design phase, no one putting the efforts. Okay. Business process opportunities to improve. Okay. These all key problem areas and even the solutions with the Signavio also we have discussed, but let me go there. What can be solved with the Signavio? Data plus process. If you combine the data and process, that can create the magic. That's what we are talking about. That's what I have explained you. Data mining. Data mining, you would be able to do it with the with your data algorithms, and then you have a business process management. So with data mining, by using some algorithms, by creating some events, if you can mine the data and if you can put the business process knowledge into it, it will convert into the process mining. Okay, so that is the new area, process mining, which is a niche area, which would be explored more going further. Now, what is going to happen? What is going to happen now that all the business are trying to find the opportunities that how they can cut the cost or how they can improve the things. Because for many of the businesses, they have implemented, let's say 10 years, 15 years ago, business processes are already there. Now they want to check that how this business processes they can improve it. Okay, where they need to jump into it to find it out. Even sometime a small step removal can result into the millions of dollars saving. Okay, can result into the millions of dollars saving. So that insights are missing. So they are looking for that insights, and they will look for more insights in future, and that's where the process mining will come. Where the business process knowledge mapping with the data mining result into the process mining. Megraj is asking, can you please explain the process mining with the example? I will explain you. I will explain you process mining with the example when we jump ahead into the next slide. I will give you one example of the purchase order, and by that you would be able to understand the process mining. Okay. I noted your point, Megraj, and I will explain. So it is an integrated tool to design the business processes. It can have a best practice business processes can be taken. So in Signavio, what we can do, if you are not aware, SAP has with SAP Activate, SAP give you the best practices. With best practices, they also give you the best practice process flow diagrams. Okay. So you can also utilize, those are BPM and 2.0 files are available. You can download those files and you can connect with Signavio. You can put it there, your process flow, SAP standard process flow would be there. If you don't have a as is process flow, you would be able to take this SAP standard process flow to your business, and you would start discussing it up. So your standard SAP BPM and 2.0 files can be uploaded, and SAP best practice process flow diagrams can also be uploaded. What is SAP best practice process flow diagram? Let me try to give you a quick example of it. Just give me a minute. I will stop sharing. I need to find it out. One of the examples for that. Okay. Let me find it out. One simple process which everybody would be able to understand. Very good processing, whether it would be good. Let me check. Just give me a minute. So this is a process flow diagram for free goods. You can see this is a process flow diagram for free goods. Create sales orders, create delivery, execute picking, post goods issue. That is coming from the SAP best practices. So you can download this flow diagram from SAP best practices, and it can be downloaded with these files are available. BPM and 2 files are available. Okay, and these BPM and 2 files, you can use it in SAP Signavio, and in the SAP Signavio, you would be able to improve. If that way you want to create the process flow diagrams, you would be able to do it without the process mining. As is process can be drafted by using data that I need to show you how the as is process can be drafted by using the Signavio business process with volume. You can check the business process with volume, that this business process which is going, let me show you some of the things so that you would be able to better understand. I think it would be there in the process mining. We are discussing a lot in the process mining. Let me take you into the process mining. Okay, the screenshot would not be that good, but I hope you would be able to get it. Okay, so through the process mining, this is what SAP get it, system get it for you. So to do that, what need to be done is somebody need to create this event logs. For the standard processes, you will get the standard event logs from SAP. But that's where the functional consultant roles would be coming to get the event logs created. So you have IT systems, including SAP system, where basically you can also do it, your known IT system also, you can extract the data by using BTP connected with the cloud server. You can extract the data from them and you can create the events. And then this kind of process flows with the deviation, with the different colors, system would identify that how many documents are flowing one flow, how many documents are going through the another flow. So this event flows need to be written in SQL language in your Signavio cloud product. Where basically you need to define the event. Okay, so with the event, you would be able to identify the process log. So if I will give you example, and here the functional consultant will come into the picture, because to tell this guy who would be writing with SQL with the condition to identify this is an event, you need to tell that, okay, these kind of events can be generated, and you can check a particular business value in a particular table to identify that this event has occurred. This event has occurred. Now for the standard SAP, it's business do a lot of changes. If they are using ECC and they are using standard, they are using SAP, they might have done a lot of changes. I will give you one example of the process mining that where basically the functional consultant would be coming and what they would be doing. So we have a contract process. In contract process, what happens that first we have one third-party system. In third-party system, this is called your CPQ system. The contact price and quotation has been generated here. A lot of steps happens here. A lot of approvals happens here. And after the approval, it comes to the SAP system. The contracts come into the SAP system. And within the contract, there is a status field is there. It follows the different status field, and this is the custom status. Okay, first the contract admin will be checking the contract. He would be changing the contract, enriching the contract, whatever the details are required. Then he will send the contract and a customer service contract would be created for it. Then he will change the status and the RAR contract would be created for it. Then further changes would be done. And once it's finally get approved, it would be marked as a ready. And then it will go and the sales order would be created. So I've just shown you 4 or 5 things. There is 20 to 20 different kind of changes and step happens because the contract is very complex. It has so many custom fields which need to be checked with the departments, need to be updated, and then the status need to be changed. Then again, the status need to be changed. And finally, after 10 to 15 days, it takes to reach a contract to a ready position. So only the contract creation from here to here, if you will see, it would be having nearly 40 to 50 steps. It would be happening. Now, these events are not standard events, which SAP can do it. That's where basically for the process mining, the functional consultant or the business process expert would be coming into the picture, checking with the business in the process that what kind of events can occur, what kind of major events can occur. And then they would be giving the information to this developer who would be putting the events in SQL that if this status gets changed to R, then it is an event. It is an event contract available for sales order. If the status has changed to G, then it is an event that contract is available for customer service team to create a customer service contract. If contract status has been changed to Z, then it is available for the RAR. Okay, and then RAR, they do the changes, they create a contract, it has been attached in one of the field. In that field, if the RAR contract is there, it means that the RAR contract has been created. So within the contract itself, there would be 15 to 20 events which would be created. Who would be telling that events? Who would be telling that events? Okay, a functional consultant would be telling that events, and that events need to be created because a lot of custom things are there. Once these events has been created, that is the data mining process. That data mining process will happen, and with that process, it will check all of the data which is available in the system, and you can put a filter that I want to check it for the particular company code and for particular dates. It will try to bring it out this kind of process flow diagrams. That is the process mining now. Now we are not designing this process flow manually. That is coming it from the data mining. That's called the process mining. So events will go into the data. try to put for each of the object, they will tag it with the event, and based on the event, a process flow would be created for them. Okay. How does the process flow would look like? Let's check. This is how the process flow would look like. Not a very good picture, but whatever I was able to take it from one of the place where we are working, I have bring it. So you can see here, it is coming from the process mining, and you can see it is based on the cycle time. And you have an option, you can also change it based on the count. Now this is process mining. This is coming from the process mining. System has identified that PR has been created, and after the created, PR has been approved. And this is the time, around 1 day and 13 hours has been taken for it. Okay, so here you can also find that what are the different paths you want to follow, or what are the different activities you want to do. You want to cover the 100% activities or 90% activities. By that, this process flow will change. And this line width shows you that it takes how long the time. It takes 1 day and 30 hours. And then a lot of places are there where basically from PR, after creation, it got changed first. And for doing the change of the PR itself, it take 2 days and 13 hour it required to get the PR change. Then you can also find it out and create an event that whether the PR price is changing, or with the PR, in the PR, the vendor is getting added. That events you can get it created. So once the PR is changed, then few processes it has gone again. After the change, it has gone for approval. So we create the process, PR created, PR approved. But actually what is happening? Big amount of time is taking after the PR creation, PR change is happening, right? That is coming from the process mining. At this point, you will try to find it out the opportunity. Why PRs are getting changed? Why it is for first time itself it is not getting created? What thing is getting changed here? Can we do some automation here, which can reduce this time from 2 days, it can reduce. So that kind of opportunities you would be able to find it out. And then you can also change it and find it a count, that count wise, that this is right now showing a time wise, the thick line is there, then the thick line would be count wise. How many documents has gone through PR created to PR approved, and how many documents has gone through the PR created to PR change, and then PR change to PR approved, and then to PO created. So the thick line will come as per the number of documents created. This is the example of process mining which you are asking for. And this is what would be the result which we are looking from the Signavio. The time displayed in the average time, yes, time displays in the average time. You can work to on the algorithms to get the calculation change, but that is the time is the average time. You can also play around with the activities. You say that, okay, you want to consider the 95% of the activities so that the time can be calculated correctly. That was a question from Meghraj. That example, this is the example of the process mining with a very small process. This process flow diagram would be very clumsy when actually we'll work with creating all of the events. If we are creating the full end-to-end process in our company with this, it is going with 200 to 250 boxes getting connected here and there. It is then it shows us mirror that how complex process we are doing it. Although we said we have streamlined process, but it shows that how complex process we are doing. So I will show you some more thing. It is not limited here. It is also can become your reporting tool. Signavio can become your reporting tool also. How? With the approach and with the process, with the mindset of processes. If you go with the process mindset, it can give you a lot of analytics. It can provide you a lot of KPIs also. Let me check if I have a screenshot. The other thing you can do is you can find the variance mapping. This, I loved it. Okay. This is what I was always struggling in the project. So what does it shows you? It shows you that these are the different variances we are having. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is with this variance 3, 4, 5. They are the 10 cases, 6 cases, 5 cases for what we have selected has gone through some different process. So you would be able to click on this, that these 2 cases, what process they have followed. And this diagram will get changed accordingly. I want to check this process variant, then this diagram will change. This information can be very helpful during the implementation also to check with them. Ki, bhaiya, you are telling us the one process. When we check the data, there are the 15 variations are there. What are these variations? Why the variations are there? Okay, whether it will happen in future or we want to reduce these variations. Or after implementing, we said that, okay, this is a streamlined process we have. But when we run this and we found out that the 15, 20 different variants of the processes are going on, then you need to find it out, this different variants which is happening, why it is happening. Okay, it can also try to tell you that whether any fraud is going to happen or whether some fraud can happen or some quality deviation can happen. Some quality deviation can happen. We found one of the process where basically they were selling the scrap. It identified the scrap has been sold. And we have seen that that number of transaction of scrap selling has been increased. So when we try to find it out that process that why this scrap is selling, we found a lot of gray area there where people was making margins, selling the scrap. And then finally what we found it out that scrap has been labeled again and sold in the market as a finished good from your company, a big quality deviation. So the scrap selling process has been need to be completely modified in that case. Just give me a minute. Yeah, good night. मैंने बेटा 30 minutes लगेंगे. Okay, so this is also, I liked it a lot, where basically you would be able to find the variations of the processes also. Another good thing is you would also be able to map with your reference. Okay, that would be not that good screen look like. It's not a very good screenshot, but which process steps has been deviated from the deviated to the reference one, that mapping also you would be able to identify. Okay, which step from where the deviations are happening. You can jump into the deep analysis, where basically you would be able to see that the rejection percentage, order creation, and even it can also give you the list of the actions you need to, the improvement we talked about, right? The screenshot is not there, but it can give you the list of the actions also. Even it can give you the master data improvement actions also. So when we run this tool, it tells us that boss, there are 200 purchase orders are there, which you should go and mark it for completion. There are sales orders are there, which you should go and mark it for completion or reject them. It is not going to be delivered. Their delivery date is passed. Okay. And it is the no further activities are happening. They are kind of a dead documents. That kind of master data things and your transaction data fine tuning and cleansing of the data suggestions also Signavio can give it to you. Okay, so if you go with the processes mindset, it can do a lot of things for you. It can be full analytical applications for you, giving you suggestions that what things you need to do it in your processes. Okay, it is giving you the KPIs that laptops, office supplies, phones, when you are purchasing it, which one is having how much of the lead times for the particular activities to process get completed. Okay, what is the average approval time is 2 days and 3 hours. Okay, so that kind of insights, that kind of KPIs, this can get generated for you. Okay, okay, okay. I will just explain these two parts, then the session is going long. I will just explain these two parts and then we'll be ending my explanation here. And then I will try to schedule another session to take a deeper dive. It has so many things under the Signavio, so many different licenses are there, so many different sub-products they have created, which can be given in the combination to the business. Maybe I will throw some light in another session. But one thing, this one, I loved it. Reality versus reality of processes. So business say that my process is this streamlined business process, but actually when you try to check the reality, it is that kind of process. The business say that our process is straightforward, mature, Okay, maybe only a few outlines would be there. Everyone know what to do. And when you actually find it out, you will find missing and skipped approvals many places, long cycle times, high cost, rework part, cancellation part, a lot of things you will see that people are doing wrong, canceling, again doing wrong, canceling, again doing, right? That you will be able to find it out with this mining. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Planned effort is 3 hours for a particular process, but actual effort it is taking 6 hours. Plant throughput time is 1 day, but it is taking around 3 days of time. Okay. The number of steps need to be taken 7, but actually the process is completed with the number of steps of 12. This exception versus reality, expectation versus reality, Signavio can give you. And I feel that it is very rightly said here. Actually, what business is expecting from their business process, but what actually happening on the ground would be very different. So this is a process comparison. This is what we will be designing it. Ideal process, sales order, outbound delivery, ports goods issue, invoice, receive payment. But this is how it would be happening with so many. And this is very less deviation. There would be a lot of deviation. Create sales order, change sales order, create outbound delivery, and then post goods issue, then create an invoice, invoices change, again invoice is created, then receive the payment. Then after the post goods issue, the sales order got cancelled. A lot of different things would be happening here in the full process. These all things Signavio would be able to help you out. With that, I would be ending my explanation. I hope I would be able to explain you that what is the soul of Signavio and where basically it can impact the business. What I understand, it can have a big and a huge impact on the business. Okay, the business would be looking forward to fine tune their business processes, to govern their business processes, and that thing will increase in the future. All the businesses, when they are growing, they want to control and fine tune and govern the business processes. And right now, I don't see solid tools in the market. This can be one of the tool. If you are using any of the tool which can give this functionality, I would love to know so that I can also do some analysis and suggest my client where we are having a discussion to adopt to Signavio. Okay. I have also talked about the opportunities for the consultants. Consultants would be the one who would be identifying what kind of events, telling the people, Signavio consultant, or maybe if you can learn the SQL, it is a very simple SQL statements, you need to write it. You would be able to write in Signavio to create the events. But generally, a technical Signavio consultant would be required. If you have any questions about the topic, you can feel free to ask. You can also raise your hand. I will give you the unmute access, and then you can also speak, or you can put the questions in the chat. Celonis is a similar tool. Okay, let me note it down. That's a good information. I have here the couple of tools. I'm not sure whether it's Celonis. One thing I didn't find that the good process mining, the data mining, that thing I didn't find. Okay, Celonis is used for the process mining. Okay, that's good. That's good information. I will analyze it. Looks like a decent tool. Okay. Celonis, I'm checking it for first time. It's also the similar kind of tools it looks like. I need to do a little bit more study on it and then find it out that how it can be used with SAP. Init2 is a similar tool. Okay, that also we can check it. Need to install on a separate server. Yes, this is basically available on the cloud. So it is a cloud product, and if you are having a private cloud edition from with SAP Rise, some of the features you can also get it with the Rise. Signavio has been offered with the RISE. AB initio. Okay, let me also check the AB initio. This is BI Analytics and Data Engineering. Let me check if AB and initio would be having a good process mappings, good process minings. Okay, Signavio is connected to the ERP system with via BTP. If the customer is not having BTP, is any other way to get it? Is there any other way to get it integrated? There are the APIs available by which you can try to get it connected. But as of now, the use cases we are going through is through the BTP only. But you can explore more. Try to check that if we can explore more about the APIs. They also have APIs available because when Signavio was created, it was created as a ERP agnostic tool, which can connect with any ERP. So the APIs are available, which you would be explored directly. How S4HANA is connected with Signavio tool, the proposed architecture is through BTP. Through BTP, we connect Signavio and S4HANA. I have few hand raised. Go ahead, Sagar.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Yes,
Yeah, please go ahead.
sir. Yeah, sir. Actually, I'm from agriculture research background, and I want to switch my career in SAP due to lack of opportunities in research jobs. So, what will my abilities? Opportunities for changing my career in SAP, and which module should I do? Which module is suitable for me?
Okay, Sagar, I will just put your question on hold.
Okay.
Okay. That is specific to the career counseling question. Let me finish this Signavio. Uh,
Okay.
then I will straight away jump to your question. So stay there. You can
O-
mute again, and then I will give you the unmute again. Let your hand
o-
raise. Let me
Yes.
check if anyone has any question related to Signavio before I jump into career counseling questions. Okay, by the time you are asking it, let me tell you that what is the opportunities for the consultants, Signavio. I feel that there is a strong opportunities for the consultant and specifically the people who are coming from the B schools, who are good into the business processes. This is all about the business processes. Okay, if you know a little bit technically of SAP, if you are good if you're good into the business processes, and if you also have a very good communication skills, because in these cases, there would be a lot of discussions would be required with the clients. So a very good communication skills would be required. And if you're good into the business processes, and if you have a basic knowledge how this business processes has been done in SAP, maybe one or two module basic knowledge you have taken it, then you can be kind of a management consultant for the SAP business processes, where you can use Signavio with the technical people, jump into the clients, discuss with them, try to understand what kind of process they have, and try to go through inside their documents and try to identify what are the standard events are there and what is the additional custom events need to be created, give a requirement for that events to the technical guy. They can create the events, and with those creating of the events, you can do the process mining, and you can be put yourself as a SAP process mining expert. Okay, SAP process mining expert, where you are the one who can go into the existing systems also where the go live has been done. You can do the process mining, you can generate the process maps and tell them that where the deviations are there, what things they need to do, what things they need to stop it, bring the suggestions, and you can use Signavio as a tool for it. You can use Signavio as a tool for it. Okay, so that is a big opportunity for the consultants. Although in other places we are having a cutoff of the jobs, but they are the new opportunities coming into. Okay, and this would be required a very strong business knowledge and very strong communication. Very strong business knowledge, very strong communication knowledge, and the basics of, let's say, a couple of modules if you know it, SDMM, those kind of modules you know it, or FIC or couple of modules you know it would be good. You need not to know the configuration related details in those modules. You need to know that what are the different processes are there in SAP and how does it happens. No need to know the configuration level details, but the basic business processes in SAP for 2, 3 modules, strong into the business process areas, strong into the communication, you had a great opportunities with SAP Signavio. From the functional side, the technical side is the SQL writers can be there, which you can give the information and they can write the SQL events for you. So that's a quick information about the opportunities for the consultant in SAP Signavio field. Anyone has any another question before I jump into the career counseling questions? Is there any certification provided for Signavio by SAP? Yes, there is a certification for Signavio by SAP. I will try to check and get the link provided, or you can also check it, but there is a certification for Signavio already. Saikaran is asking, when will the Signavio be opted by the company, will be opted by the companies? I see that a huge market coming from 2030 to 2040, which can go up to 2050 also. Right now, the companies is occupied with S4HANA, many of the companies who has already gone with S4HANA. Now, there is also one strategy to it, right? So I milked SAP S4HANA like anything. How I milked SAP S4HANA? I started exploring when the HANA came in 2012. I started putting my hand in S4 HANA in 2015, just on the basic. In 2016, I just have a deep dive into it, S4 HANA. Okay, although the adoption is happening now, a lot of project is happening now, but I put it my hand in 2016 itself, deep hand on the S4 HANA. Okay, so the similar thing is going to happen with the Signavio also. You will see that slowly the adoption will come, but the people who will put their hand early and deeper would be able to milk SAP Signavio. Okay, that's what we do. We also have a plans in Sastrageek also to build the capabilities in Signavio. And just to let you know, we have 5 to 6 vacancy in Sastrageek solution. If you want to apply, or if you have someone to apply, we need 2 SD consultant 8+ years. We need 2 SD consultant 0+. We need 1 PP, 1 FICO consultant 0 to 3 years of experience, and 1 MM also. That many vacancies we have. If you want to apply, you can apply, and very soon in next 3 to 6 months, we are working to generate the capabilities on SAP Signavio. Thank you for providing the links, Rahul. How much years of experience I should have to learn SAP Signavio? Again, I said that if you want to learn the SAP Signavio, as such, the number of years of experience, I don't think there would be a bar. The only thing is that the very smart people would be required with very good communication knowledge. Okay, because this is the one area where we see that it is kind of you are going towards the business consulting. Basically, you are related to the IT only, but you are going towards the business consulting. So a very good communication skill would be requiring here. So it's a very good tool to learn for specifically for the people coming from the B schools. Okay, Vijaya. Go ahead, Vijaya. You have a question related to Signavio. Please go ahead if the
Good evening, sir. Very nice session. Sir, is SAP is working on anything like to study of above programs and convert those programs into process flow diagram? Are you aware of similar to we are using SAP Signavio to read the data and get the business process flow like that? Is there any similar or possible tool you are seeing, which
Yes.
can read my entire ABAP program in my complete business system and show me this is how it is running at the program level.
Okay, so one thing is that SAP is doing something for the program. I will come to that. But the first thing we need to ask, is it a right way to go with the program and to check it for the business process flow? Or which make more sense? Vijay Krishna has asked very good question. Which makes more sense, going through the program, going through the configuration, or going through the data? Which one should be the right way if you want to check the business process? Data. I always tell data tells you the story. Okay, data is the one who can build the story, create the story, and tell you the story what is happening. You have done some configurations, you have created a program, but you're not using it. There's no orders has been created with it, right? So for process flow minings, I feel data make more sense compared to the ABAP programs, although some places it might can generate something, but 90% the data would be making more sense rather than the configurations and rather than your ABAP program. Coming to the second point, whether SAP is doing something with ABAP, yes, SAP is doing something with ABAP. SAP is creating a kind of a chat GPT for ABAP. That I came to know. I recently visited the Bangalore SIT, where basically I had a detailed discussion on that product. So they are creating a kind of a chat GPT for ABAP, which would be delivered through Joule. Joule is another thing which I want to speak about. One of the very good thing, which I also like. Maybe you can call it third. Maybe I will do a session later on Joule. So the through Joule it would be given where basically you would be highlighting, you would be checking your ABAP code, and then it will try to convert into a business language to tell you that what this ABAP code is doing or what this ABAP code has been created for. That is the thing they are working, and I clearly see that that tool would lead into where basically in future you will be giving your business requirements, basic business requirement, and it will give you a 70% of the cooked code. It will not be 100%, 70% of or 80% of the code it will give it to you. And with that, you would be able to write and improve your code to further get it generated. So the creation of the code, understanding of the code will improve with that Joule segment of ABAP. And then your creation of the quality of the ABAP program will improve. And the third thing is the duration and the number of hours of effort which is required for the ABAP programs that will reduce.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Vijay. Rahul, do you have any question? Related question? If you have, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Rahul.
Yes, sir, I do have. Sir, actually, I'm working on a project. So it's a consulting project. And so I'm working on Signavio in one of the pieces. So what exactly the use case is? And I wanted your help on that if you've done that or you can guide me on that. So there are certain things which are known as PPIs and BPIs within Signavio. So those are key metrics which shows where exactly the current process is, right? So it's a quantifiable number. For example, if it's a days sale outstanding, DSO, DPO, or any such thing, it will show, for example, your company is taking 40 days or 45 days for this. So, sir, what we are planning is so we were in discussions with the CXOs, and the ask was that, okay, we've got the as is, then can we benchmark these with the industry peers, right? They want a analysis like where do they stand? Obviously, we can search for some databases and all, but sir, because after looking at your process flows, I wanted to understand. Do we have such benchmarks at all the process and sub-process level if you've gone through Signavio? And if it is, then are you aware of certain other tools outside SAP which can then provide us a sort of say a retail or a healthcare industry specific benchmarks to show them our final findings.
So one thing is that there are the benchmarks available from SAP side itself.
Mhm.
From the best practice side, you can utilize that benchmarks first.
Okay,
Some cases they have also the best practice, which is industry specific. So you need
right.
to check your industry, and you need to check whether the standard processes flow diagrams are available, standard processes are available, that is the benchmark processes are available or not, that you can check it. Now for checking the specific this of it, it is basically a consulting service where basically a lot of analysis has been done
Right.
uh, through the Gartner reports and other things, and then it has been identified that most of the businesses in this industry do this specific thing,
Mhm.
okay, and you are not doing it or you are overdoing it. That is specific consulting service. I have not seen any specific tool who is giving us the best practice
Right.
of the sub processes. High level process, you will find it. You can Google it,
Exactly.
find. But the sub processes in the procure to pay itself, we have 15 processes, right?
Hmm.
For those sub processes for the specific industry, what is the best practice process that you will not find? So one quick
Right.
option is to check the SAP best practice process flows.
Sure, sir, exactly, sir. I knew that this would be the answer, but I just thought of double checking with you because you've been working extensively on this field. And sir, thank you very much for hosting such a wonderful session as usual. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for attending, Rahul.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. I have a question from Akash. I am SAP PP end user, want to transition to SAP BTP. Do you provide any course? Okay. Now we are jumping into the career related questions. Do anyone has any questions related to uh, Signavio? If you don't have any questions related to Signavio, I will jump into the career related question. First answering Sagar question, and then I will jump to answer Akash question. Can we use this tool for SAP CX, CPQ, FSM? See, this tool with SAP is very new. SAP acquired it in 2021, and it is just 22, 23, 24, just a couple of years tool for SAP, right? When it was a Signavio, they created it as a ERP agnostic tool, which can connect with any ERP, bring the data, create the event, and create the process flow, do the process mining with everything. So I would be answering the questions on the principles, but not with the actual knowledge, right, Sudhakar? So on the principles, this should work with SAP CX, CPQ, and FSM. Okay. Thank you, Pravesh. Okay, I don't see any other question related to what are the possible sources for process mining other than data in SAP. So other than data in SAP, there would be also some data which can be brought manually. There can be a data which can be brought from the third party system. Let's say in one of our project, the client is using Coupa. So for indirect buying, they are using Coupa, then they are doing SAP. So you need to bring the data from Coupa also. You need to bring the data from SAP also. In one of the client, they are using a CPQ system from Oracle. Oracle CPQ system has been used. So we need to bring the data from Oracle CPQ system, and we need to bring the data from SAP S/4HANA to do the full end-to-end process mining. You can work a little bit with more enhancement. You can also bring some unstructured data. Unstructured data means that you have a specific email ID on which customer give the communication to you that, okay, they give the PO to you or they raise a complaint, okay, they are going to do the payment. A customer communication happens on the specific email. So that emails also you can utilize it, convert unstructured data into structured data by using SAP AI. And then from the unstructured data also, you would be able to create the events. That also can be used. Will it work on images and PDFs? No, Vijay, this does not work on images and PDFs. You need to use another service from BTP. You can utilize the another services which can convert. BTP has service for the PDF. BTP has service for the images also. How well they are in, I'm not very sure. PDF, I have used it for one of the cases. From PDF, you can extract the data. So you use that BTP service for the PDFs to extract the data, and then that extracted data, you take it from the BTP to Signavio to create an event, and then create your process flow mining diagram. Okay. Okay, with that, we are ending this segment of Signavio. We had a very good discussion on Signavio. In between, Joule came. That reminds me, I need to do one session on Joule also. We'll do it maybe in a couple of weeks or in a month. We will get notified over the newsletter which comes on your email. Make sure that the newsletter which you're receiving it, try to search for it. It would be coming from support@sastrageek.com. Sometime it goes into the update folder, so you would be missing it. So move that from update to the normal folder so that you don't miss those important communications and important session which we would be holding it up. Ashwin is asking how much SQL is required. SQL is required to generate the events. Okay, so as I told, even I have not been part of, it's very new as a Signavio project where it has been actually used. So I cannot tell you that how much it would be, but I don't see that huge amount of SQL need to be used. Just to create the SQL statements with the right attributes to select the data and to create the event would be required. Sure. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Rahul. So thank you everyone who has joined today's session. The people who are waiting for some career counseling or for some career related advice, they can stay on and we'll have some discussion, and then we'll be ending the session for today. So first I'm going with the Sagar. Sagar, you said that, can you please repeat again? I forgot.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I'm from agriculture research background, and I want to switch my career in SAP as my brother is already working in SAP PM.
Mhm.
Uh, so I have a question about the career. What module should be suitable for my career or for me to uh, achieve the career.
So the first
Develop
question
a career
comes,
in that. Yes.
how many years in the agriculture research?
I have 3 years.
3 years. Okay. And what is your education background?
I'm MSc genetics and plant breeding.
MSc?
Genetics plant breeding.
And why do you want to leave this your core and jump into SAP? What is the reason?
Yes, sir, there are less opportunities in research, as the research cost is very big, very costly in research. So many companies are shutting down their R&D facilities in upcoming years, and already they are cutting down. They are cutting the peoples in R&D. So there are less career opportunities in there. So that's
Got
why I want to switch my career in I'm thinking about to switch my career in SAP.
Okay, so you can, if you want, you can switch your career in SAP. It will not be that easy for you
Yes.
because you don't have a operation background, but it
Yes.
is also not impossible. Okay, it
Okay.
will not be like walking over a cake, but it would be a lot of efforts would you need to put it. So
Okay.
if you really want to jump into it, I would say that you need to select and you want to be the functional consultant, right?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you, do you want to be a functional consultant or technical?
I'm totally new to it. I'm actually asking advice from you.
Do you
What is
like doing the coding?
No, I am not aware of that. Yes, I am aware of that, but I'm not done any courses of coding or anything about relating that.
Okay, okay, got it. So I think if you want to jump, you can jump as a functional consultant. You
Okay.
need to select a module between SAP MM or SAP SD.
Okay.
Those are the core modules which, if somebody need to start, they can look forward to start with it.
Okay.
Okay, so that you can look forward. If you want, you can start with SAP SD or
Okay.
SAP MM, whichever. MM is more about the sourcing, buying part. SD
Yes.
is more about the selling part.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Both
Okay.
would be kind of equivalent wherever you find a terminology is more relevant for you or you are able to understand more. Find it out that and do that. After doing that, you need to do the internship with us for the 6 months so that you can get some exposure. Because
Okay.
without any experience and you don't have operation experience also,
Yes.
the getting a first job in SAP would be very difficult.
Oh, yes. 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 I'm aware of that, sir.
Right? So that will require a lot of effort. So one module, mastery excellence internship, and one additional module you need to add if you go for MM. You can try to add EWM if you go for SD. You can try to add customer service, or we can speak it later that what further module you need to add it up, so that the combination of two you would be able to sail through it better. Okay.
Okay.
That full thing which I am talking is if you work intensively, it can easily take 6 to 9 months of time.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Let me check. There was one question from Akash. Yeah, Akash has asked, I am SAP PP end user, want to transition to SAP BTP. Do you provide any course? Akash, if you're there, yeah, you are there. Can you unmute yourself? We can discuss a little bit that you are SAP end user. What makes you to think about that you need to go for SAP BTP?
Because currently I'm an end user and I have done my graduation in mechanical engineering, and since then I have been working in manufacturing sector, operation sector since 4 years.
Okay. What
So
kind
I
of
want
things? What
to.
kind of things you handle there?
I'm a production engineer, and
Production
basically
engineer
yeah, look to
for 4
manufacturing
years.
activities.
And why do you want to
And
do BTP?
because my friend of mine also, he was also with me. After that, he also did a SAP PP course and is currently into consulting role. So I also want to transition my career into consultant role
That I understand, but why with BTP?
because I had a recent
Want
chat with
BTP
him.
or you need PP? Have you mentioned by
Yeah,
mistake BTP?
no. Actually, I talked with them. He said currently BTP is in demand, so for future it will be there.
No. We don't select the course like what is in demand. Okay.
Mhm.
डिमांड तो SAP RAR मॉड्यूल की बहुत चल रहा है. RAR मॉड्यूल is very demand. SAP revenue and accounting recognition. SAP FSCM is in huge demand. It does not mean that you can do it, right? You should do that. So whenever you need to select a module, and if you want to become a consultant, you need to select, you have a 4 years of good operation experience as a production,
Yeah.
right? If I need to suggest you, you should go for SAP PP, then SAP
Previously,
QM.
prior working to PP, I have also worked in PM end user and QM, quality management and plant maintenance also.
That's very good. So that you can go for PP and QM and try your consulting job there because you have worked on this. You know the business processes. You would be able to become a better consultant in that area. And after
Okay.
all, you will find in every area in SAP PP. I started my career as SAP PP consultant.
Okay.
You find in every stream there are people who are earning like anything in every module. And in every module, the niche module also, like BTP and other things, people try to learn and they are not getting a job. That scenario, you will get it in every module. You need just one job. You need just one job, right? It is not about the getting a job. It's also about once you will land into the job, you need to also justify it, right? As a
Yeah.
PP consultant, you would be able to more justify. You know the production processes, you know the quality processes. You would be able to understand what business is saying. You would be able to
Yeah.
better consult them. So go for
Yes.
SAP PP and QM, not for BTP.
Okay. Can I go for PP and MM?
Why PP and MM?
Because MM and PP, I think they are correlated because goods movement, inventory.
So a little bit things would be all the places. I would suggest you go for PPQM because the QM
Okay.
goes hands in hand with PP. If you will try to search for the jobs, you'll find a lot of people wants PPQM consultants. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
go for PPQM first. Slow on once you jump into this consulting career, you can always learn multiple different different modules. I started my career with PP. Within the first project itself, I need to learn QM, then I need to learn WM, then slowly I learned MM, then I need to learn SD. So I jump from one module to another module in the span of 20 plus years, right? So that you can also do it based on the interest, based on the ecosystem. Later on, you can jump from one module to another module, having a cross-functional knowledge. But as of now, you should focus on PP and QM.
Sir, do you provide any courses regarding?
We have a courses for PP. We have a courses for QM also. So support team, please provide link to Akash for SAP PP.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So you can also drop an email to support@sastrageek.com and they will also help you out. Any other question on the carrier? Okay, if we don't have any other question, we are ending our session here for today. Thank you everyone for joining this session. Thank you for asking the questions to make it interactive, and we'll come back with another exciting topic very soon. Stay in touch, be connected on the LinkedIn and Telegram, and check our emails, which has been sent as a weekly newsletter, so that you will not miss the sessions in future. Thank you and bye-bye for now.